Stevie, a game of two halves today. How did you feel about the improvement in the second half?
Do you know, everybody will look at that. Do you know, when you come away from home against a team like East Kilbride, it's important we stay in the game. And if, you know, Webby, I thought Webby was excellent first half, and he played Jack Healy really, really well. And if we don't lose the penalty just before half time, you're probably not asking me that question. Do you know? But that's the fine lines. So we knew we had to have a reaction second half. But it was important we tried to stay in the game. We did stay in the game. I thought we had moments in the first half, but they had territorial advantage without a shadow of doubt, and were the better side. But the second half, we always knew that we were going to try and push that extra one up in terms of the three, to go and press with a real high intensity, which we did. And I thought that caused them second half one or two issues. And I think a draw was at least we deserved in the end, Jack.
And what did you say to the boys at half time? Did you change anything at all?
No, we just a slight tweak to the press, and you know, that was all we changed. We never changed any personnel, we never changed our shape. We just a slight tweak. Kai went up and along with Tomo and Lates, where he dropped off it in the first half, and obviously that caused them one or two problems because they were trying to play through us and we were nicking it time and time again. But listen, I thought a draw was a fair result over the piece. I thought a draw was a fair result. Do you know, the boys are in there saying they're disappointed they didn't win it, and probably in chances, real clear-cut chances, we had really, really good chances. There's no doubt about that second half. But probably fair to Michael and his team, I thought probably a draw was a fair result.
And obviously Scott's shown his worth again, getting through, getting in for the goal. How important has he been since coming in on loan?
He's important today because he didn't have one of his better games today. Do you know, he's the first to admit that. And when you don't have a good game, you've got to make sure that you try and contribute. And he certainly contributed with equaliser, and that's important for a young player to understand that. Even when he's not having his best game like he did last week, a really, really good game last week, today was probably a wee bit off it, but you've still got to make contributions for the team, and he made a massive contribution with the goal.
And we've went away to Spartans, got a win, a draw here at East Kilbride. Does it show the resilience of the team, the fact that company stuff away grounds and, you know, grind out some points?
I think it does. I mean, we've been in League Two before. I've been in it 4 times now. This is my 4th season in it. So we know what League Two is. We know what we've got to do to get points and pick up points, and particularly points on the road. Points on the road are massive. So that's 10 points out of the last 12 away from home. And I think if you say that in any division, then any team's going to take it. So I said it last week. The Dumbarton fans should be really, really pleased with that group that they've got in there, because they're a special group and they've got something about them, Jack. You know, they just continue to hang in and they continue to believe, and that belief's so important. It's going to hopefully get us through this season for where we started, but we've certainly gave ourselves a chance. It's now 14 points in the quarter, still got 2 games left, and ultimately we go after the next game next week against Stranraer at home.
And also a lot of new bodies came in the summer, and they seem to have a real affinity with the fans, the togetherness. Is that just going to help drive the team on towards obviously the next quarter of the season? Excellent.
I thought the fans were excellent today. I thought they stayed with the team at half time. You know, they were clapping the boys off, and you heard the shouts of encouragement both at half time, just as we went off the pitch, and then when we come back on, and then they were excellent. You know, it turned out in their numbers today second half, and I'm glad they got the goal. Scott scored the goal, because it was the least they deserved today, the fans, because that's a fantastic following in League Two, and we're going to need them, and we're going to need that connection between the players and them between now and, you know, this season. As I say, we're only 7 games in. I said it to somebody yesterday. Played 7 games last season in League One, and we had 7 points, and we were without a shadow of a doubt the best footballing team in League One at that point. You know, we absolutely battered Montrose. I heard Stuart Petrie, I remember Stuart Petrie saying, you know, that's the biggest doing he's ever taken, and we had 7 points. We played 7 games this year and we've got 14 points, so nowhere I'd rather be. So we're in a good place, but we don't get carried away and we keep working hard.
Just finally, cup action during the week heading up. Is that a chance to maybe give some other boys some game time, move things about, try some things different?
Absolutely. We've done that with the 3 cup games so far, and we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to use the squad, and I like the cup format this year because it gives us good opportunity to use the squad in our competitive games like Tuesday.
Cheers.